Welcome to Zoe Stories. One spell later. I'm pregnant. But I'm a boy. Face screaming in fear, pregnant woman. The rain pattered against the windows of Aiden's apartment, a soft, constant rhythm that seemed to echo the beat of his anxious heart. Outside, Edinburgh's cobbled streets glistened under the street lamps, but inside his little flat, the world felt smaller, quieter, heavier. He was alone. Emma had just left for a weekend yoga retreat in the Highlands. That meant 72 hours of solitude, and a burning temptation he had fought for months to control. Aiden sat cross-legged on the couch, textbooks forgotten, eyes darting toward the small wooden box tucked carefully behind the bookshelf. It wasn't just a box. It was a secret world, a place where lace, satin, perfume, and dreams collided. He hadn't touched it in weeks. But the moment the door clicked shut behind Emma, something inside him stirred. Not just desire, but the aching need to feel whole, to slip into softness, to breathe differently, to be seen even if only by the mirror. Emma didn't know, or at least, Aiden didn't think she did. Emma was his everything. Warm, driven, clever. She had this habit of humming to herself when making tea, and she always left him sweet notes tucked into his books. They'd met 2 years ago, during orientation. Aiden had dropped his class schedule, and Emma, of course, picked it up. That moment had felt like a cliché, but the good kind. She loved him. He knew that. But would she still love him if she saw the other side? The side with red lipstick and padded bras. The side that wore her old pink cardigan when she wasn't home. He had tried to tell her once. He really had. But his throat closed up. Fear won. What if she thought it was perverse? What if she walked away? So instead, Aiden promised himself that this side, the one that adored femininity, would stay hidden, locked in a box. Just a fantasy. Only fantasy had a habit of demanding more. Lately, the dreams had grown more vivid. Dreams where he wasn't pretending. Where he was fully, completely transformed, not just with clothes, but with body and soul. Where people called him she, without hesitation. Where he smiled at his reflection and felt peace. He wasn't sure what that meant. Was he transgender? Gender fluid? Or just a boy with a complicated secret? All he knew was this. Every time he put on the wig, the tights, the lipstick, something in him clicked. Like a puzzle piece finding its place. But with every click came a pang of guilt. Because Emma didn't know. Because the world wouldn't understand. Because he didn't even fully understand himself. The flat was small but charming, secondhand furniture, string lights, and a strange little antique mirror Emma had bought from a thrift shop last month. It had this ornate golden frame and swirling glass that almost looked enchanted. Emma had joked, who knows? Maybe it'll show us our true selves. Aiden had laughed then, brushing it off. But part of him wondered. There was something about that mirror that made him pause. It was silly, of course, wasn't it? He finally stood and walked to the bookshelf. Slowly, carefully, he slid the small wooden box out. Inside, a silky pink nightgown, a pair of black kitten heels, a wig, long, brown, soft, his favorite red lipstick, and tucked beneath it all, a spellbook. It was an old, crinkled thing. A joke gift Emma had given him months ago from a second-hand occult shop. You like fantasy, she'd said with a grin. Maybe you'll turn into a unicorn. He hadn't paid it much attention then. But something about it had stuck with him. And tonight the air felt different. He caught his reflection in the antique mirror as he held the lipstick up to his face. Just for tonight, he told himself. Just this once. But even as he applied the color, shaky hand, heart pounding, he felt the hum of something electric. Something deep, almost ancient. Like the mirror was watching him. Like the mirror wanted something. Aiden blinked and stepped back. The lights flickered for a split second. Then came the whisper. Soft. Barely audible. But real. Do you want to see who you really are? He froze. Goosebumps prickled down his arms. He turned toward the mirror. His breath caught. His reflection was smiling. But he wasn't. Aiden stood still in front of the mirror, the faint trace of red lipstick trembling on his lips. The whisper. Do you want to see who you really are? Had vanished into the silence, leaving him shaken and breathless. He turned away sharply. It's just my imagination, he muttered, heart racing.
But the room didn't feel the same.
The shadows had grown longer. The air had a hum. His fingertips tingled. He set the lipstick down and took a step back. Deep breath. Then, the question he always asked himself returned. Am I really doing this again? He opened the wooden box fully, now more certain than before. The thrill was growing. The voice in his head, the quiet one that whispered, "You belong here," was louder than ever. With slow reverence, he took out the items. A pair of black tights, a silky black skirt, a lace-trimmed white blouse, a push-up bra, pre-stuffed with light pads, and finally, the long, soft brunette wig. The act of dressing wasn't just about clothes, it was a ritual. It meant shedding expectations. It meant stepping into someone he couldn't be in the daylight. He sat at Emma's vanity, applying foundation with careful precision, then contour, blush, highlighter. Each motion made his breath shallower. By the time he was painting on mascara, he didn't feel like Aiden anymore. He felt like someone else. He looked into the mirror again. This time, he didn't see a scared university student. He saw her, the version of himself he only dared to meet in private. The soft cheekbones, the delicate eyeliner, the way the blouse clung to his chest just enough to hint at curves. He whispered, "You're beautiful." It was a fragile compliment, but sincere. And then, "Do you want to become her?" The voice again. He stood up with a start. "Hello," he said, scanning the room. No one. The mirror was still, but something shimmered just beneath the surface. Not a reflection, but a pulse. A wave. He approached it, heart pounding. His hand trembled as he reached forward. Just as his fingers brushed the glass, a blinding white light. He stumbled backward and fell to the floor. His skin tingled. His ears buzzed. The mirror crackled faintly, like static electricity. And then something shifted. He ran to the bathroom and stared in the mirror. The blush on his cheeks looked more natural. His lips were fuller.
Softer.
His waist slightly narrower? No way. He pulled off the wig. His own hair had grown an inch longer underneath. It couldn't be real. He opened the spellbook Emma had jokingly gifted him. On the third page was a handwritten spell, "Reveal thy true self." Below it, a note in faded ink. Those who dare cast this spell must embrace who they truly are, or risk becoming someone they do not recognize. Aiden looked down at his hands. Delicate. Feminine. His breath caught. This wasn't just play anymore. Fear rose in his chest. Had he done something irreversible? What if Emma came back early? What if this change stayed? But there was another feeling just beneath the panic. Euphoria. A sweet, quiet thrill. His body, though strange and changing, felt light. Almost correct. For the first time, the image in the mirror didn't feel like pretend. It felt like home. His phone buzzed. Emma. Yoga retreats canceled, disappointed face. Train leaves in 2 hours. Be home late tonight. Miss you. His stomach dropped. Emma was coming back. Tonight. He looked down at himself. Makeup perfect, blouse fitting too well, skin still glowing from whatever magic had just surged through him. He had a few hours. Max. He had to change back. Now. He rushed to the mirror and whispered, "Undo it. Reverse the spell." Nothing. He tried again. Louder. Begged. Still nothing. He pulled at the blouse, tried washing his face. The makeup didn't come off. It melted into his skin. His chest now had a faint, undeniable swell. The pads in the bra weren't needed anymore. Panic set in. He stumbled into the bedroom, knocking over a heel. Then, a knock at the door. Knock, knock. He froze. Not Emma. She still had hours. Delivery, a voice called. He didn't dare open it. You ordered something?" He panicked and called out in a higher voice. "Just leave it there, please." The silence on the other side felt too long. "Okay. Have a nice day, miss." Miss. Aiden clutched the edge of the couch and exhaled. The rush of being perceived as a woman, of sounding passable, made him dizzy. But reality crashed back quickly. Time was ticking. He noticed the mirror glowing faintly again. In the lower corner, a small rune was now etched into the frame. He checked the spellbook again. A page had changed. It now read, "To reverse the spell, you must first walk a full day in your truest form. Only then shall you return, or remain if you so choose." A full day?
No.
No way. Emma would be home in hours. He couldn't risk it. But the mirror didn't care. The rune pulsed. He sat by the window, skirt curled around his legs, staring at the rain. His fingers traced the lipstick tube he'd used only an hour ago. "This is what I wanted, right?" he whispered. He didn't know anymore. He felt real. He also felt trapped. He thought of Emma's laugh, the way she curled into him during movies. How could he explain this? Would she run? Would she hate him? Would she even recognize him now? The silence offered no comfort. Then his phone buzzed again. "Emma, good news. Train's early. I'll be there in 30 minutes. Can't wait to see you, Red Heart." Aiden stared at the screen. 30 minutes. He looked in the mirror one more time. The girl looking back didn't want to disappear. But Aiden had to choose. Or did he? The mirror spell hadn't just enhanced Aiden's appearance. It was still working. That soft pulse beneath his skin, that strange lightness in his chest, the way the heels felt like they belonged, something deeper had been unlocked. He sat back down on the bed, breathless, in awe and confusion. His reflection blinked at him. Long lashes fluttered like feathers. He pressed his hands to his chest again, still flat, but not quite. His skin tingled as if anticipating something. There was fullness. Was it psychological? Hormonal? The spell? "I look like her," he whispered. "No, I look like someone I could be." The more time passed, the more normal it felt. The tightness of the dress, the soft pressure of the bra cups. They were becoming familiar. Comforting even. He opened the wardrobe again and pulled out a soft pink cardigan, one Emma had worn with jeans and boots on one of their early dates. It still carried the faintest trace of her perfume. He wrapped it around his shoulders. And then he laughed. A little giggle, a real one. It bubbled up without warning. "What am I doing?" he whispered, smiling wide. "What am I becoming?" His phone buzzed. "Emma, hey babe. Just left the salon. They gave me curls today. Grinning face with smiling eyes. Be home in an hour or 2 hearts. 1 hour. 60 minutes. His heart thumped so hard he thought it might knock off the necklace around his neck. Aiden headed back to the mirror. He needed more. He needed to go further. His fingers trembled as he picked up the mascara wand and applied a second coat. His lashes popped, framing those wide, slightly panicked eyes. The eyeliner sharpened them. A flick. Then another. He felt like a painter sculpting emotion with pigment. He reached for the blush. A soft swirl. Then lipstick, a glistening nude pink that made his lips look irresistibly kissable. With each stroke of the brush, each click of a buckle, Aiden was transforming, not just physically but emotionally. The nervousness was still there, but so was something else. "Freedom," he whispered to himself. "You're just playing, exploring. No one has to know." But in the mirror, she looked back at him, and she wasn't playing anymore. Aiden stood up. He was still a bit wobbly in the heels, but steadier now. He walked slowly across the bedroom floor, hips swaying more than he intended. The tight jeans hugged his legs perfectly. Every step reminded him how different things felt, how right it felt. He didn't even realize he was humming until he heard his voice echo softly. Not his normal voice. Higher.
Softer.
Feminine. He tried it again.
"Hi. I'm
Alexa," he said shyly, trying the name out loud. "Nice to meet you, Alexa." It sounded natural, more than Aiden ever had. The sound of the name lit something in him. He returned to the spellbook on the nightstand. The page had shifted slightly in the breeze, revealing the fine print at the bottom. Prolonged contact with the mirror of desire will begin to manifest one's truest self. Warning, effects may become permanent after 3 hours. He did the math. He'd been dressed, standing in front of it, touching the spellbook for at least an hour now. Permanent? A part of him reeled. Another part clung to the possibility. What if that wasn't a warning but an invitation? The clock read 7:06 p.m. Emma would be home in 54 minutes. He should have been panicking. But instead, he stared at himself in the mirror, tilting his head and playing with a strand of hair from the wig. What would Emma say? Would she laugh? Be angry? Would she understand? Was it better to hide everything again or go further? That thought chilled him. The idea of peeling off the jeans, tugging off the wig, wiping away the makeup, it felt like killing someone. Killing her. Alexa. He stared into the mirror again. This time, something looked different. His reflection blinked. Out of sync. He gasped, stepping back. The mirror shimmered. For a split second, he saw two images, Aiden on the left, Alexa on the right. Two versions. Two lives. The left was filled with shame, secrets, restraint. The right, confidence, truth, and freedom but risk. What do I choose? He asked. He walked closer, touched the mirror. The Alexa reflection touched back.
Stay.
The mirror whispered the word. Or maybe it was in his head. Either way, he felt it through every bone. He sat on the edge of the bed again, breath catching. He didn't just want to dress up.
He didn't want a mask.
He wanted to live. Even if it meant Emma would come home and see everything. Even if. Knock, knock. His head whipped toward the front door. His heart stopped. The knock at the door wasn't a dream. It echoed again, knock, knock, knock. Aiden froze. His legs nearly buckled in the heels, and for a moment, he forgot how to breathe. His fingers scrambled for the hem of the pink cardigan, pulling it tighter as though it could shield him from reality. Alexa? He whispered to himself, as if the name might protect him now. What do I do? He tiptoed to the hallway and peeked through the door's peephole. It was Emma. Hair curled beautifully, shopping bags hanging from one arm, her phone tucked under her chin as she laughed with someone. Her voice was muffled but warm. The Emma he loved. The Emma who didn't know who was standing inside their apartment right now. The Emma who didn't know she might be living with someone entirely different than she thought. Panic surged. He darted back to the bedroom, hands clawing at the wig cap, but it clung tight. His palms smeared his lipstick as he tried wiping it away, leaving streaks like war paint. The heels were impossible to yank off in one go. Then came the sound of the key. Aiden. Emma's voice called gently as the door creaked open. He froze by the dresser. His silhouette, in a soft blush sweater and tight jeans, was clearly not Aiden's usual frame. Her heels clicked into the apartment. I brought you that pastry you like. Chocolate hazelnut. And her voice stopped. He turned. Her eyes locked on him. Silence. It felt like hours passed in that breath. Her brows drew together in confusion. Who? Then she blinked again. Her mouth parted in stunned realization. Aiden. His name, spoken like a question. He opened his mouth, but no sound came out. Emma stepped forward slowly. She wasn't angry. Not yet. She was trying to understand. Her eyes swept over him. The wig slightly tilted, the smudged makeup, the painted nails. Her voice broke the silence. Is this for a party? A prank? He shook his head. Then softly. No. It's me. Emma set the bags down slowly. Her hands trembled. Why didn't you tell me? Aiden swallowed. His throat burned. I was scared. Of what? That you'd leave.
Hate me.
Think I'm broken. Her expression crumbled. God, Aiden. You're not broken. Tears blurred his vision. Then why does it feel like I am? She took another step forward. Is it just dressing up? Or something else? He didn't know how to answer. All he could do was say the truth. I don't know who I am anymore, but when I look in the mirror like this, I feel more me than I ever have. Silence again. Then Emma whispered, Your chest. He looked down and froze. His chest, once flat, now pressed gently against the bra cups. Not dramatically, but visibly rounder, fuller. The spell. It was still working. He staggered backward, bumping into the bed. Emma gasped, pointing. Your shirt. It's moving. A sudden glow radiated from his body, Faint, golden, the same hue from the mirror earlier. The mirror behind him shimmered again, and Emma's eyes locked onto it. "What the hell is going on?" she asked, panic now seeping into her voice. Aiden tried to explain. "There was a mirror. And a spellbook. I didn't know it was real. I thought I'd try on some clothes and—" Emma lunged past him to the mirror. "Spellbook? You use magic?" She stared at her reflection. Nothing strange. Then she turned to him, "Alexa." "It worked," she whispered. "Oh my God. You're actually changing." Then the moment hit. Aiden's stomach twisted sharply. He winced and grabbed his side. It wasn't just nerves. It was pain. "What's wrong?" Emma said, stepping forward. I don't know," he stammered. And then, the worst thing imaginable. A soft pulse beneath his stomach. Then a flicker of something internal. He gasped and looked up at Emma, terrified. "I think something's wrong with me. It feels like something's moving." Her jaw dropped. She scrambled to the spellbook, flipping pages with shaky fingers.
No.
No, Aiden, there's something here. It says the mirror of desire creates the truth you try to hide. He stared. It's not just turning you into her. It's completing what you feel inside. Another pulse. Deeper this time. His hands instinctively went to his stomach. "No," he whispered. Emma read aloud, eyes wide with horror. "In rare cases, those who internalize a deep desire for femininity or identity transformation may experience accelerated physical changes, including—" She stopped. Her eyes locked with his. "Gestational phenomena. What does that mean?" Aiden whispered. Emma said it like a curse. "You're pregnant." Aiden stumbled back onto the bed, heart thundering, mouth open in silent shock. "Pregnant?"
He was a boy.
How could? His hands trembled as they rested on his stomach again. And yet, it felt real.
Warmth. Weight. Pressure.
The spell didn't just make him look like a woman. It had made him into one. Emma's voice cracked. "What did you wish for, Aiden?" His voice broke into a whisper. To be her even if just once. Aiden, or Alexa, sat frozen on the bed, cradling her stomach. The spell's warmth pulsed faintly through her skin, like ripples in a still pond. Emma paced across the room, the spellbook trembling in her hands. This isn't real. "It can't be real," she muttered. "Pregnant? You can't just become someone else, and—" "I didn't mean for this to happen," Alexa whispered. "But it did." Emma snapped. "You didn't even tell me you felt this way, Aiden."
Or
Alexa. Her name hung in the air like smoke. Alexa flinched. "I didn't know I felt this way either. Until I saw her.
until I saw me."
Emma sank onto the edge of the couch, burying her face in her hands. "This is too much. I come home from a weekend with my mom and find out my fiancé has become a magical girl who's pregnant with some cursed dream baby?" "I'm sorry," Alexa whispered again, tears brimming. "I should have told you. I was scared you'd leave." Emma looked up, eyes rimmed red. "I don't know what hurts more, that you lied or that I had no idea you were hurting like this." Alexa's voice cracked. "I didn't lie. I just didn't know how to say it. That part of me always felt wrong. I just wanted to know what it was like to feel right." Emma stared at her. "And do you?" Alexa blinked. "Yes." The answer was simple.
Whole.
Emma's breath caught in her throat. A mirror shimmer echoed across the room. The reflection of Alexa in the glass rippled like water. Her face softer, hair longer, breasts now more than a padded illusion. They jiggled gently with every breath. But the most shocking change was her hips. Wider. Feminine. No longer a costume, but a reality. "Emma," Alexa whispered. "I think I'm really becoming her." Emma walked to the mirror slowly, watching as Alexa stood beside her. They looked like two women now. No trace of Aiden remained. "You're beautiful," Emma said before she could stop herself. "God help me, but you're beautiful." Alexa turned, stunned. "You still think so?" Emma nodded faintly, eyes watery. "But this is a lot. I don't know if I can be your fiancé like this." I don't even know if I should be. Emma sat with the book and flipped frantically. There must be a reversal spell. Something to undo this. Alexa stayed quiet. Emma turned to her. You want to go back, right? Alexa hesitated, then shook her head. I don't think I do. Emma dropped the book.
So that's it?
You're just done being Aiden? Alexa stood. She was taller in the heels, more graceful now. She approached Emma slowly, tears streaming. I didn't plan this, but I'm finally not afraid to exist. Isn't that worth something? Emma stared at her. But what about me? Alexa took her hands gently. I love you. That's the one thing that never changed. Emma's lip trembled. I love you too. But I don't know if I love this version of you. Alexa stepped back, heartbreaking. Just then, the mirror glowed brighter than ever before. A low hum vibrated through the room. The glass stretched and pulled until it wasn't a mirror, but a doorway. A shadow appeared. Then a woman stepped through.
Tall.
Ethereal. Dressed in silver and violet robes, eyes glowing gold. The oracle from the spellbook's pages. Emma screamed and stumbled back. Alexa fell to her knees. The oracle spoke. The transformation nears its end. The vessel's wish is becoming truth. Emma shouted, Can it be undone? The oracle looked at her, calm and ancient. Would you undo joy found in pain? Would you unravel someone's truth because it frightens you? Emma stammered, I just want him back. The oracle pointed at Alexa. There is no him, only what always was, and now will be. She turned to Alexa. You may stay in this world, or step through the glass and complete your becoming. Emma whispered, What's through there? The oracle smiled faintly. The life you always denied yourself. But the price is real. You will not return. You will not be him again. Emma took Alexa's hand. Tears streamed from both of them. Don't go, Emma whispered. Not yet. Please. Alexa looked at the mirror. Then at Emma. I love you, she said, but I can't keep living afraid of who I am. Emma broke. I can't promise I'll follow you. Alexa nodded, understanding. I know. She leaned in, kissed her forehead gently, then stepped toward the mirror. Her figure shimmered in the light. Emma watched, heart in shards, as Alexa stepped through the glass. The light flared, and then she was gone. The mirror shattered into crystal dust. Silence. Emma sat on the floor, numb, staring at the space where Alexa had been. The apartment felt colder, quieter, but something lingered in the air, a faint floral scent, like the perfume Alexa wore. And a feeling, not of loss, but of truth. The apartment was quiet, the same one they used to share. Emma sat on the windowsill, looking out over the city skyline, sipping lukewarm tea. Her fingers absent-mindedly traced the rim of the teacup. Everything had changed, yet somehow the world hadn't noticed. But Emma had, because she still remembered her. On her desk sat a cream-colored envelope. The handwriting was familiar. To Emma, with love always. From Alexa. Emma had read the letter hundreds of times. It wasn't just a goodbye, it was a beginning. If you're reading this, it means I stayed. I stepped through the mirror. I became who I was always meant to be. I know it hurt, and I'm so sorry for the pain I caused you. But I hope in time, you'll understand that this wasn't about leaving you. It was about finally choosing me. I still dream of you sometimes. You're always smiling in those dreams. And I hope someday, when you're ready, you'll smile for real again. I love you, Emma. I always will. But now I need to love myself too. Forever yours. In another mirror. Alexa. Emma folded the letter and held it close to her heart. There was a time she cried every day. When mirrors scared her. When she hated herself for not being enough to keep Aiden. But over time, something shifted. She started therapy. Took long walks. Picked up painting again, something she hadn't done since college. One of her canvases now sat by the window. It was of a girl tall, elegant, with soft eyes and dark waves of hair. Emma hadn't titled it, but she knew who it was. Alexa stood in front of a shimmering lake, surrounded by blossoms that never wilted. She wore a flowing white dress. Her hair cascaded past her shoulders. A golden ring shimmered on her finger, a promise she still held dear. She had friends here, a life, a purpose. She worked with the Oracle now, guiding others who were lost, helping them find their truth through the magic of reflection. But at night, she still looked up at the stars and whispered Emma's name to them. One day, Emma walked past an antique shop she'd never noticed before. In the dusty window, a mirror. Old, ornate, but familiar. She stepped inside. The shopkeeper, an old woman with violet eyes, smiled knowingly. Looking for something or someone? Emma paused, then nodded. The shopkeeper motioned toward the mirror. Sometimes, love waits on the other side. Emma's heart pounded. She reached out, and the glass shimmered. Emma lowers her hand. She smiles softly at her reflection, now stronger, wiser, healing. She turns and walks away. She's ready to live her own story now. Ending message. Sometimes the greatest love is letting go. And sometimes the truest self is born in goodbye. Emma steps forward. The glass welcomes her. Soft warmth surrounds her. She disappears into the light. And on the other side, Alexa stands waiting. They run to each other, not as the couple they once were, but as the souls they were always meant to become. 6 months after the events in the mirror realm, Alexa received a strange, shimmering package from a glowing raven, a messenger from the Oracle herself. Inside was a mirror shard and a vial of glowing amber liquid. Attached was a single note. For those who cross the boundary, reality bends to truth. Your body follows your soul. Drink this, and you will become whole. Choose wisely. That night, under the twin moons of the mirror world, Alexa drank the potion. At first, nothing happened, but then the magic surged through her veins like wildfire. She collapsed trembling. She thought it would kill her, but instead it completed her. When she awoke, she was whole. No binding, no hiding. Her body, curves, skin, and voice, everything aligned with the woman she had always known herself to be. She cried for hours, happy tears. Weeks later, Alexa began to feel odd. Sick in the mornings. Her breasts felt fuller, more sensitive. Her cravings were bizarre, lemon and lavender all the time. The healer confirmed it. You carry a life inside you. Alexis stared blankly. But I'm not supposed to be able to. Was I even biologically? The healer smiled gently. This world doesn't care what you were, only who you are. And who you are is a mother.